Airframe, Rotorcraft fundamentals. One purpose of the freewheeling unit required between the engine and the helicopter transmission is to automatically disengage the rotor from the engine in case of engine failure. Which statement is correct concerning torque effect on helicopters? Torque direction is the opposite of the rotor blade rotation. The vertical flight of a helicopter is controlled by collective pitch changes. The purpose in checking main rotor blade tracking is to determine the relative position of the blades during rotation. In rotorcraft external loading, the ideal location of the cargo release is where the line of the action passes through the center of gravity at all times. If a single rotor helicopter is in forward horizontal flight, the angle of attack of the advancing blade is less than the retreating blade. In a hovering helicopter equipped with a tail rotor, directional control is maintained by varying the pitch of the tail rotor blades. Main rotor blades that do not cone by the same amount during rotation are said to be out of track. What is the purpose of the freewheeling unit in a helicopter drive system? It disengages the engine from the main rotor when the engine RPM is less than the rotor RPM. A helicopter in forward flight, cruise configuration changes direction by tilting the main rotor disc in the desired direction. Other than the manufacturer maintenance manual, what other documents could be used to determine the primary flight control surface deflection for an imported aircraft that is reassembled after shipment? Aircraft type certificate datasheet. A reduction in anti-torque thrust will cause the tail to pivot in the direction of torque rotation around the main rotor axis. Movement about the longitudinal axis, roll, in a helicopter is affected by the movement of the cyclic pitch control. Movement about the lateral axis, pitch, in a helicopter is affected by the movement of the cyclic pitch control. The auxiliary tail rotor of a helicopter permits the pilot to compensate for and/or accomplish which of the following: torque and directional control. Wing dihedral, a rigging consideration on most airplanes of conventional design, contributes most to stability of the airplane about its longitudinal axis.